Hi, in this MuseumIndex Plus video, what we're going to do is cover some of the image handling capabilities within MuseumIndex Plus. So for starters, what I'll do is I'll return back to one of the records we were looking at previously. This is the cup and saucer that I created in the data entry video. As you can see, currently we don't have any images associated with this record. So what I'm going to do is start by importing an image that I downloaded previously. So what we do is we go to the Tools menu here and pick Import Images. And I then get a dialog where I can pick the image or images that I want to import. I've got one I prepared earlier here, so this is my cup and saucer. So I just select that image and open it. And what this is now doing is it's imported the image and created a little metadata record to go with the image. And then it's giving me the option to link it to the current record, i.e. this catalog record describing my cup and saucer. So I just say yes, and that image is now linked to this record. We can look at the metadata record that it created when it imported this. So if I just right click on an image here and pick Show Image Asset Record. In this instance, the Victoria and Albert Museum, whose system I'm demonstrating, they're using CollectionsIndex as well. So the record has been catalogued, the image itself, the digital image, has been catalogued within CollectionsIndex. If you take MuseumIndex Plus without CollectionsIndex, then there's a sort of cut down version of this, which still represents a metadata record for the image. You can see there wasn't much metadata associated with it, but when I imported that image, it extracted some information, things like the resolution and the file size. If this was a digital camera photograph, then there would be EXIF and IPTC data extracted from the image as well, so things like date of photography and make and model of the camera. I could go on and catalogue the image itself in more detail. I could keyword it and things like that. I'm not going to do that. I just want to show you a couple of other things. So as well as importing the image, this is the scale of the original. It's also made a thumbnail rendition for me, which is what it will be using down here in these thumbnail grids. It's made a medium resolution image and a full-size JPEG. You can see also that you can configure all sorts of other renditions that the system can make, so you can make it that it will automatically generate an image suitable for use in a PowerPoint or for a A4 printout. You can set it up to create watermarked images and all of those kind of things. But for now, we've just got the original, the thumbnail, the medium, large, and full size. Okay, so I'll just close CollectionsIndex here and go back to my catalog record. When I'm looking at a record here, I can open the image full screen. I can drag out rectangles to zoom in and out of that. Close that record. I can open the image in a separate window, which I can resize. And I can keep this window around on the screen and open multiple windows, so that's quite useful when I'm comparing images. The other thing I wanted to show you here while I'm attaching images is how you can also attach images to individual pieces of data as an annotation. So on this particular record, in the previous session when I catalogued it, I gave it a condition code here, so I'm just going to edit the condition and handling information again. And as we showed before, what that does is it opens up an editing panel on the right here in a second to access the condition and handling information for this record, hopefully. So what I'm going to do, the condition here has been recorded as fair, and what I'm going to do is add a supporting image to back that up. So what I can do is I can add an annotation. Let's just bring this pop up on the screen. So we're going to add one annotation here. Annotations, as I've mentioned in a previous video, can include things like translations or just notes, comments on bits of information. I'm going to add a supporting image and asset in this case. And then what I just need to do is let's type in some text. So say slight damage around handle, see attached image. And then what I can do is add the image to go with that. I can either pick from an image that I've already added to the system. In this case, I'm going to import a brand new image. Here's what I prepared earlier. What I've done is just drawn a circle around the handle where my alleged damage is. When I open that, that does the same thing again. It imports another image into the system, creates a metadata record, creates thumbnails, those kind of things. And that image is now associated with this annotation. It's also recorded my username and the date that I added the annotation. And if I save that and then save the record, then what you'll see is when anybody comes to this record and they're looking at the metadata on the left here, and they're looking at the cataloging of this and they see the condition, they can also see this little flag which says that there's an annotation to go with that. And when they click on that annotation, there's our supporting image. And that can obviously be used for all sorts of things. You know, if you're trying to record perhaps a particular dimension and it's hard to describe, you know, the width, if you're measuring the width of the handle or something, then again you can include an image to illustrate the dimension that you've recorded. There are all sorts of uses for that. And I think that basically concludes this overview of how images can be associated with objects within MuseumIndex Plus. Thank you.